Welcome back to Shovel Knight. Last time we went through Mole Knight stage as well as this Hall of Champions here, and because we got a tip from a certain horse near a catapult, we're gonna head back to the Hall of Champions to do something pretty special. It's exclusive to the PlayStation versions of the game, and what we need to do is we need to head to the rightmost area on the bottom level. So open up that special area where the translation for the sprites are, and this right wall here has something special about it, although it took me a little while to actually remember what I was supposed to do, because you're not actually supposed to just dig through the wall. You need to shovel drop in this corner here, and that reveals a special area to you with a map that has a certain very recognizable symbol if you're a fan of PlayStation IPs, I guess. It's just called the Curious Map, and you could probably guess what happens next, but all you have to do is leave the area and head back onto the world map to have an extra one of those special encounters. Although this one isn't really a level, it's more of a boss. And I'm trying to draw this out for as long as possible as to not spoil it. But now that we're on the map, we could see this robed, hooded figure wearing red, and skin looks kind of very light. So let's encounter this new person. From the way he speaks, you can probably also guess, because he's very loud, very antagonistic, and of course talking about the Greek gods spoils it outright. This is Kratos from the God of War series, and this was a very cool thing for me because I actually am a fan of God of War. I haven't played all of the games, but to see that Kratos uses some of his moves from the games, like that spinning move that he used there, the cestus from God of War 3, being able to grapple onto things, being able to launch you into the sky and then perform a combo on you in the air, destroying pots to get orbs. It's just so reference-tastic. It's some great fan service for PlayStation fans. He isn't too difficult of a fight, at least at this point he isn't. Again, he likes to grapple onto the walls. Sometimes he'll pull out sections of the wall to attack you with, which can be kind of hard to dodge, but I just kind of phase through. And for this last section of the fight, we're actually falling down. You get fully healed, as does he, during this section. And you have some floaty kind of, not momentum, but like, you're floaty. The gravity's a bit weird. And if you fall down, you lose 2 things of health. However, every attack to Kratos makes him lose 1 dot of health. Unless it's a charge shot, which makes him lose 2. But overall, pretty easy fight. And a pretty cool fight to have for PlayStation fans. The exclusive thing for Microsoft, so like Xbox, I think is Battletoads, a sort of stage-based fight from those games, or that game. I haven't really played Battletoads, in fact I haven't at all, so I don't really know anything about that. I just know that it's pretty dang hard. And then the Wii U and Switch exclusive thing is having an amiibo that allows you to have a custom knight when you link it to your Nintendo system. Has like special weapons and stuff, can level up. It's pretty neat. But now that we've defeated Kratos, he gives us the title, I think it was Ghost of Shovels or something like that. And he gave us a shovel, the Gravedigger shovel, which in a certain game gave you access to a special character to use in like an extra mode. But in this game, we give the Gravedigger shovel to the armorer here, and he recognizes it as a special relic, and he decides to give us something special for it. It's kind of odd that you have to take it to the armorer and not to like the shovel smith over there. But he was able to smelt it into some armor for us, the Armor of Chaos, which is free. You get it as soon as you give him the Gravedigger shovel, and you get some special moves with it. Your regular shovel like attack becomes a 3-hit combo that allows you to linger in the air. Your shovel drop is now fiery, but you can't change kind of the direction or cancel it when you're in the air. Unless you actually do hit something, then it becomes a regular shovel drop and you can move around and such. So you can still do platforming with it, it's just a bit more precise. And there's some other special stuff about it that we're going to see within this next level. I'll use it for the rest of this episode, but it's not my favorite armor. I think I did beat the game with it before. Like my first time playing the game before I knew of the greatness that was the Dynamo Mail. This was what I used to beat the game. But I'm only going to be using it for a short time here. And of course that whole lingering in the air thing can be detrimental. But when you defeat enemies, sometimes they'll drop orbs. For example, that enemy dropped a bunch of blue orbs, which refills your magic. The first enemy that we beat dropped a red orb. Red orbs give you a special charge. So once you press the attack button again, after collecting one, you'll be able to shoot out a projectile that, I think it goes through enemies, but I don't think it does much more damage than the regular, like, shovel attacks. His shovel drop, well, at least this version of the shovel drop, I think does double damage, though. So, usually that enemy takes 3 hits, but it only took 2 with the shovel drop. And the orb charge only lasts for a short period of time, kind of like with the Dynamo Mail. So, use it when you can. Don't try and save it or anything like that, because it's not always going to be there. This stage is kind of a bad one to use it in. Well, any kind of stage is bad to use it in because it requires you being a bit more precise with your drops. Like, since I can't change my direction during that first drop, I have to make sure that I'm gonna hit something that I can actually drop onto. Otherwise, I'd actually fall into the pit of spikes and lose a life. Well, not lose a life, lose a bunch of money. There's no lives in this game. Anyway, let's head over here and fish up something special. Of course, I already know that it's going to be a Troupple, so I'll just fish that up real fast. I think something else special about the armor. I think it's able to break through guards as well. So if there's an enemy that uses a shield or something like that, like those knights from before, I think your third hit is able to break through their guard, so that's pretty cool. We need to head down here. It looks like it's a bottomless pit, but it's actually not. And this Ichor is actually doing more than I thought it was, because that charge lasts actually for a lot longer than you think it does. 60 seconds is quite a long time. You can finish, like, I don't know, the entirety of Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1 in 60 seconds. So, you know, it's pretty useful. I think... oh, well, there you go. The shovel attack changes when you're on a ladder, so rather than just being the regular swipe that he does, normally it's the special Armor of Chaos swipe. As you saw there, I opened up a bag, well, not a bag, a plate. Why did I say bag? I opened up a plate that would have had some meat in it, but instead it had green orbs inside, so rather than having to actually pick up the items just kind of get drawn to you. So yeah, that's another cool thing about this armor. Also, being able to linger in the air with your combos. I didn't bring much attention to that earlier, but being able to do that is quite a lifesaver. In conjunction with the phase locket, which also allows you to stay in the air, you can get some pretty good, not really distance, but air time with the Armor of Chaos and the phase locket together. Excuse me, I just kind of yawned there. What you're supposed to do here is go up that middle ladder all the way and then fall down up there, as you can see underneath us right now. But I decided not to do that. And I guess it doesn't break through armor. I was wrong. Well, either way, that was really easy because I didn't get knocked too far back, and neither did the enemy, so I was able to hit him in between his blocking animations. This secret area here gets us a new relic with Chester in the blue chest right here. This one is very situational, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of them are, like the Dust Knuckles. But this mobile gear, it lets you move across the ground faster than a Shovel Knight can normally, I think. It jumps when it comes to ledges automatically, and it can go over spikes, so you don't have to worry about that. It sticks to walls for a bit as well, so if you need an extra platform, kind of like, I guess, item 1 or whatever in, was it item 1? I don't recall. One of the items in Mega Man 2, I believe, allows you to get up walls where you normally couldn't if Shovel Knight's jump wasn't high enough. So, pretty neat. And that orb thing is just such a lifesaver. Because, as you saw right there, I got a blue orb from one of those missile things. And since the missiles are flying in the air in some sort of Medusa head-like pattern, Medusa head being from Castlevania, the magic pot that would have dropped normally would probably have fallen to the side. Or not to the side, but into the pit. So, since we got the, I am just not being good with my words here. Since we got the Armor of Chaos, it didn't fall into the pit. Instead, it just became a magic orb and we were able to collect it. This music note's a bit tricky to get because you need the mobile gear in order to get it. And it looks like you might be able to fit underneath that sort of gear thing underneath this platform, but you actually can't with the mobile gear, so be careful with that. And that right there, what I just did, going down that ladder with the Kratos shovel drop, that is very dangerous. You should really not do that when playing this game. If I were to use the Armor of Chaos for not really a full playthrough, but a longer one, I think it'd have to be after I've memorized this game a bit more, because as I am now, only having played through it like 4 times, which kind of does sound like a lot, I haven't gotten this game quite as memorized as I'd like to. Armor of Chaos seems good for, I guess, speed running, but not really more casually, or at least going for a 100% run. And this knight here is pretty special. He has the drop thing that the green knights do, along with the double lunge that the red knights do, but that wasn't much of a problem thanks to the Armor of Chaos. Okay, so it's good for combat. That's the thing. It's great for combat, in fact, but not so much for platforming. I mean, your jumps are still the same. It's just that messed up shovel drop is very, very annoying. Not messed up, like alternate, I guess would be a better word. It's not messed up. It's not. It's worse, but it's not worse in every respect. I mean, it does do double damage and stuff. It's just that you can't control yourself in the air after performing one. Also, if you do perform one and jump off of something, I did say that you'll go into a regular shovel drop, and looks like it can break through guards. I am not remembering my own gameplay very well. Anyway, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, okay. If you do shovel drop on something, Shovel Knight will go into his regular shovel dropping animation, but then after that, if you decide to press the down button again, he'll go back into the Armor of Chaos shovel drop animation, so you can get the double damage again, as I just did right there. I think these guys might take 4 hits, but I only need to shovel drop on them twice with this armor in order to kill them. So, yeah, that's pretty special. Also, that lingering in the air bit was very, very neat. I just now realized that there's a ladder right there, and I don't know where it leads. I'm gonna have to go back and play some more. I probably won't be able to show it because I've already gotten all the gameplay recorded for Shovel Knight's campaign, so maybe I'll do it for the next campaign that I'm gonna be doing, I guess. I'm so baffled that I didn't notice that. Maybe it's because of the whole screen crunch thing that I had going on. Since I'm recording in 720p, certain things are cut off from my TV. It fits perfectly in 1080p. It's just that in 720p, the edges of the screen are kind of messed up. So I don't see the word life at the top, for example, and I don't see the entire dot. I can see like the top half of it, I guess. That's pretty hindering, especially in that section right there where you're not exactly able to tell what's bottomless pit because, well, the screen is auto-rising, so, you know, bottomless pit is going to keep on rising. Anyway, we have Tinker Knight here, another very adorable kind of knight. Very short as well, about as tall as Shovel Knight. The thing is, I wanted to get the reward, well, not the reward, the feat for defeating Tinker Knight. Well, not defeating him with a certain weapon, but if you use the amulet coin and you bounce it off of an enemy 5 times, and then well, that's pretty much it. You just bounce it off of an enemy 5 times. Like, it hits the enemy, it hits you. Well, not hits you, but you shovel it back, and then it hits the enemy again, and you keep doing that. You get a feat for it, specific to the amulet coin. But I couldn't do it. Instead, I decided to use the mobile gear, which takes him out in 1 hit. Thing is, though, he has a second phase, where he's in this big robot armor, and... oh, excuse me, I'm being a bit too yawny today. And this special armor thing isn't very vulnerable. You can only hit him on the head. And the kind of whack thing is, you can only hit him on the head and do half a dot of damage. If I'm doing my super special Kratos shovel drop, it doesn't actually do the full dot of damage. It only does half, which kind of sucks. And it would probably be faster for me to not use the stall and fall kind of shovel drop. But I kept on doing it anyway because I'm a bit of a dunce. At least I was here. Oddly enough, I had a pretty neutral time using the Armor of Chaos. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to end up dying a lot more than I did. You know, 0 times being the amount of times that I did. And again, I like taunting my enemies by lingering in the air for as long as possible. And the Armor of Chaos lets you do that for a lot longer than you probably should be able to. I did mention that lingering in the air can glitch the game, although it's specifically Mr. Hat, I guess. I haven't had it happen to me with any of the other knights, and I've made it a point to try and do it while playing on my own, just in case it does kind of glitch out and I can discover something super special about the game, but to no avail. Another thing that's special about the Armor of Chaos, that was the name, right? Yeah. Is that if you attack a, whatchamacallit, a pit with it. No, not pit, damn it. Pile, a dirt pile. If you attack a dirt pile with it, then it will be taken out in 3 hits rather than the 5 that it regularly takes. And this is the Phantom Striker, another one of the Kickstarter special original characters, and another one that's pretty high on the list. Well, everyone's high on the list except Reese or Raze or whatever his name was. The Phantom Striker here is a very special enemy. He has his own slew of attacks, of course, emphasizing electricity. The special thing about him is that depending on how much damage you take in the fight, he will give you a different amount of money at the end. So take only like 3 hits or so and he'll give you, I think, the maximum amount of money possible. And the more hits you take, the lesser it goes. Eventually, you'll only get pennies for it. But in terms of his personality, I really like him. He's kind of like Reese and kind of not like Reese in that you don't really know much about him. But for Reese, it was in a very generic kind of way, you know. For the Phantom Striker here, it's more mysterious, it's more intriguing. And we get the feat Well Met, which is for meeting and fighting all of the, whatchamacallums, the Kickstarter special characters. Those were Reese, Baz, Mr. Hat, and, the Phantom Striker just there. And now let's just drop off our songs to the Bard. For some reason, he got an extra song. I don't know why that happened. I should probably figure that out, but he did. And we also got a feat. I think it was for having like a certain amount of money on hand. I think it's 50,000 maybe? I don't quite remember. Well, we'll be able to see if we just... Yeah, it's 50,000. For some reason I thought it was more, like another digit, 500,000, but I don't think you can actually hold that much in this game. Sadly, I'm not able to destroy this loop, or at least knock it super far away like I was before, so the Hoop Kid gets to be happy for another day or so. The Hedge Farmer, although for some reason, still thinks that you only took out that pile with one stroke, even though I clearly took 3, but whatever. Anyway, next time we're gonna be taking on the next night.